friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Mary. So obviously by the title, we are going to be doing two separate leopard gecko enclosure builds. They each are going to be in 40-gallon breeders from Terra. And the fun thing about this is I'm using some substrate that I never used before and was very intimidated and just was like, oh my gosh, I don't know, but I have totally fallen in love with it and 100% a believer. It's the Stone Desert landscaping substrate from Terra. This stuff is not dusty. It just is.
Wow, great.
Yeah, we have a lot to get into, so I'm gonna keep the intro short and sweet. We gotta get into these builds. But before we do that, if you are new to my channel, it would mean the world to me if you hit that subscribe button, notification bell, follow me on socials. They're linked down below like always. And everything that I'm going to be using, I linked down below as well. So let's get into this video. Why don't we? Now, as I mentioned earlier in this video, we are going to be using a 40-gallon Terra. As you can see, there is a background. It's a foam background, and it's super easy to slide up from the top. And I decided to paint it a tan color. That way, it just blends with the whole desert theme. These are some of the items that I am going to be using. I wanted to make sure I added a lot of branches and of course lots of different hides. Now there is so many different ways to use this substrate, and as a beginner not ever using this, I wasn't sure how I was going to build out the caves. I know you can use foam, you can do it so many different ways, but I decided to grab one of the Terra hides, and I decided I'm just going to cover that all up with the substrate and hope that it would work. So you're going to see me here first just trying to build out the whole idea and just kind of, you know, trust the process when it comes to using it. I got it a little bit wet. That way it just was kind of a clay-like, and it attached really awesome to the glass. Now I know it looks a little bit messy on the glass, but don't worry, it cleans up very nice. You just gotta let it dry for at least 24 hours, and I just kind of started building little caves. This side is going to be his cool side. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there is so many different ways to use a substrate. Now, if you are not a beginner like me, you can totally build out your own little style by using some foam and toothpicks, and it looks really cool. I've seen some friends use it before, but honestly, this way worked just as great. I just trust the process and added the substrate on top, and it built out its own cave. So this way I know there's like no way the cave will ever collapse on the leopard gecko. But like I said, just trust the process and it all will end up looking amazing. I know I've been mentioning him, her, but I mean her, Miss Elvis. I've been saying Aussie too because I'm also going to be showing you Aussie's build as well. But this is Elvis. She is my first leopard gecko, and she's kind of shy, so I didn't expect her to, you know, explore too much. But eventually within time, this girl is all over the place, and it makes me so happy. time to move on to Ozzy's builds. As I mentioned before, we're going to be doing 2 separate builds. Ozzy is also in a 40-gallon Terra, and I did the same thing with the background. I pulled it out and painted it. Now, like I said before, this is just the easiest way, the simplest way. You can go so much more in depth when it comes to these builds. You can get so creative, but I wanted to just kind of get the whole vibe of it. I have one more leopard gecko enclosure to do, so hopefully with that I'll get a little bit more I'll get more inspired and do some more crazy hides on my own. But like I said, this worked out just on its own. I trust the process, and as you can see, I'm trying to build out where I want to put everything. Since it is a desert theme, I wanted to make sure I added desert-like plants and some stones and some branches. I personally think it came out pretty cool. I could add a little bit more ramps to give him some more height, because this guy does love to climb and he loves to dig as well. I will catch him all over this enclosure more than Elvis. Ozzy's just always been super adventurous. I'm super happy I discovered this Terra stone desert substrate. I highly recommend it for beginners, for not beginners. Like I said, there is so much you can do. Let your imagination go wild. I highly recommend it. My leopard geckos have been on the substrate for a month. They've been eating like crazy. They've been exploring like crazy, maybe just because it's springtime, but I just feel like it looks really good. And I do have one more leopard gecko, Miss June. She needs to get her built done. But yeah, I'm just so happy I finally have each and every leopard gecko in a 40-gallon. They were in 20-gallon longs way back in the day. It's just really nice to see how far I have come as a reptile keeper, and I just want to keep on learning. So hopefully this video is helpful to you guys out there. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this build. Go on and check out this Terra substrate. I highly recommend it. I'll have everything linked down below.